What is up, fuckers? Not a super interesting intro. I'm happy to say that I just passed my driver's license. Okay, I'm now a licensed driver. You know what I mean? Um, but that's not the topic for today. The topic for today is this beautiful trade that we took on SPX today. Um, I will say, and I will be honest in this video because this video is for me, not you guys, right? This is for me to look back. I will say, dude, you had your bias wrong the whole time. Okay, you had your draw and liquidity the whole time. Your market structure was good, but your draw and liquidity and daily bias was wrong. Let me pull up your notes, and you'll see you'll see very clearly why you were wrong. Let's not go that far down, maybe. Where are they? Where are the notes? Right here. So if you look at the notes for today, right, this was your pre-market analysis for today. This is what you had set up. Okay, I'm gonna be truthfully honest. This is exactly what I had. Right, we had kind of like an inverse fair value gap. Kind of it was like a weird confluence area right here that I had marked out here. From this like high here, we had a bunch of fair value gaps here. We had a main fair value gap here that we reacted off pre-market. We had this 0.5 of the, I believe this is a daily candle fair value gap. Yeah, daily candle fair value gap here. This is the 0.5. Deleted that later because as we saw, we traded above it, right? So that was not needed anymore. So that level was not going to be respected anymore. We did mark out this 30-minute fair value gap last night. After market, got respected, right? Got traded through it, swept liquidity, kind of traded up. This was all pre-market, right? Traded under this 0.5, traded above, and then we had this market structure shift. So for me, right, at that time, pre-market, when I was in school, my bias right now was bullish because on Fridays, right, when you have a week that has been bearish, if you look, if we look right now at the current daily, right, we have a bearish daily. I mean, just look at this whole week. This whole week, this whole daily has been bearish. This whole week has been bearish. So obviously on Friday, you want to see some kind of move that like takes in these fair value gaps or like at least gets some liquidity up here so it can move lower, right? To this monthly consequent encroachment and even to these weekly, if not daily, daily fair value gaps and weekly fair value gaps, right? So you want to see a move higher, if that makes sense. With that being said, if we look back at my notes, right, I want to see it move higher. Now, I was aiming for, where was I aiming? I was aiming for something higher up here. So we have, we have this, the blue fair value gap here that you guys see right here. I was aiming for this bearish order block all the way to the sell side liquidity. And did we get close to it? Yeah, we did. Did I realize that there was a fair value gap here in the middle of this bearish displacement? No. And that's what price reacted off, because if you actually look at the gone box, right, the 0.5, it actually reacted perfectly off that. So I was a little stupid. I went a little too fast. At least the trade was taken from my bias, targeting, bias, internal liquidity. It was a good trade, but it was not the bias I needed, because if you actually looked, right, okay, market structure shift. Now what I'm looking for a fair value gap entry. I'm also looking for a breaker structure. Now, obviously, when market structure shift comes up here, takes this fair value gap, rejects it. I'm waiting for, okay, this is where it was tricky today, because today at 9:45, we had PMI news, flash PMI, and I didn't want to put in a trade if I saw a fair value gap right away. Because if at 9:45, flash news comes out and my positions gets taken out, then I lose money. So what I would try to do is I waited after 9:45. I was like, okay, let's see how price reacts, and this is exactly how it reacted. So I believe this right here was 9:45 around here. We had this nice little liquidity void down here to be filled for buy side. We had this bullish order block on the 5-minute. Then we had a 3-minute breaker structure, and we had buy side taken earlier. So that is 1, 2, 3, fair value gap, 4, 5. So five PD arrays, bullish PD arrays, confluences, all happening at the same time with a 3-minute breaker structure entry, which is where I took my entry up here, not down here, because this was where the market structure happened, or the breaker structure, my bad. Right here, stops, after this liquidity void or before this liquidity void. This way, if price ever comes back down, I'm just out of it before it even hits my stop loss. Targeting this upper confluence up here. This obviously I'm targeting not this fair value gap because we've already traded through it. So that means it's going to trade right through it again. It's going to use it as support as seen here, right? Now, at targeting up here, as you can see, this is where my take profit is. I could have left a runner all the way up to here or up here, whatever, like wherever I felt. But the thing is, you got to remember, I'm in school. I can't look at this 24/7. So I have to look at this through class. I have to leave a runner through class. And the last thing I want to do is be in English and I can't access my computer nor my phone. And then my position gets fucking taken out, you know, over the day. That's the last thing I want to do. That's probably something I will start doing when I have live positions because it will force me to stay active on the charts, or I'll have to do something where my last runner contract like ends. I don't know, like, you know, it takes some, I don't know, I have like a take profit, automatic take profit or some shit. I might have to do that instead of manually do it. We did have this bearish order block up here in sell side liquidity, just making sure that we had our levels right. I just added this fair value gap because I didn't notice it before. It was actually on the 30-minute, and I was like, there's no way, like I just completely missed it when I did this last night. And this is huge because this is a good lesson for you, right? I missed it, and that cost me a beautiful trade, right? Obviously, yes, I took the calls, but ultimately you wanted to take the shorts because we, as the daily and weekly wanted to do, we wanted to go lower. We didn't want to look for higher, right? Like I said in the beginning of the video, we were looking to get some kind of liquidity up here to then go back down, right? Because what's the quote of the day, or the quote of every single day, is you can't go lower until you go higher. So we can't go lower on these lows until we go higher, grab something to go lower, put these orders in, and then we can go lower, right? So my bias was wrong 50-50, right? My bias at first was bullish, which we were. I took a bullish trade, very nice setup, market structure shift, 5 PD arrays, discount premium, perfect, worked out perfectly. But my bias at, you know, I was still bullish here when it entered the zone. I was like, oh, it's going to the moon, but it's not. I didn't mark this fair value gap. I didn't know there was liquidity there to be taken. And I missed out on a great trade, and my bias for the rest of the day was wrong. And I'm kind of upset about that. Yeah. Let's also look at QQQ. QQQ, I like to go on QQQ all the time because like you can really get the levels on QQQ. So the 1 day, not super important. We had like the I guess the daily low down here. Not really sure why I have that. It's like 30 minutes. Fuck it. I have this daily low. Where was I? Okay, up here. Yeah. QQQ has sometimes like some really good levels. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens. So this black line, let's just make it orange. So this orange line is the daily low that we marked out like a way before that I just showed you. Daily low down here just marked out. Then you have pre-market moves up, right? Pre-market gets taken out. Oh, let's get that magnet, please. By this fair value gap here. Okay, comes back down. Hits this 7 a.m. liquidity sweep. Okay, buy side, boom. I guess it even comes down. Actually, no, this is market open. So not only does it sweep buy side, but it also sweeps this daily low and sweeps it. Comes back down, and this is all on QQQ. This is not on SPX. This is QQQ buy side. And if you even move down to the 5-minute, right, you can say, oh, well, look at this candle, 5-minute, right? This is a nice little reversal. Not only did sweep once, sweep twice, break a structure. This is where I would have entered on SPX. Nice little this. And guess where it targets? It targets up here, right? These highs. You can mark these highs up here, right? All these highs. First take profit, second take profit. And you have all these levels already set up. And if you take a trade right here, break a structure, target the highs up here. Boom. This at the lows. Lock it. It's a 4 to 2 risk to reward ratio trade. That to me on QQQ would have done my day because if you really flip it, you'd get the same reward. Obviously, right, if you have those, this is why I love QQQ, is because I use the levels from QQQ and see how QQQ reacts, because this is futures, and see how SPX reacts to those levels. Same thing on ES. We had, I think, a more beautiful, more beautiful. We had a better setup here, right? Obviously, this is Friday, 4 a.m., right? Create these lows, and we didn't. ES didn't come down to sweep these fucking old day highs, right? Like UQQ. We just swept this buy side, pumped up at 9:30, right? Open, right? This is after PMI news, pumped up, and this is perfect indication that this is gonna go up. And then we had more levels down here. Did I know where the draw liquidity on? Yeah, it was up here, right? Did I know where this was gonna reverse? There's a bunch of fair value gaps you could probably find in here, right? Boom, already found one. Nice little 15 fair value gap right here, like, you know, super easy. Boom, reacted off that, and it didn't even fill it. It just tapped into it. That just shows me that price wants to come back down straight away, and it doesn't want to come back up here to really fill all of it. All I needed was just to get in this area to come back all the way down. So that's that so far, right? I'm gonna say for this, right, I'm 50% happy because we took this trade and it was a winning trade, but I'm also 50% kind of mad at myself because this wasn't the best trade that I could do, and it wasn't the best bias I could have. I probably should have done more analysis yesterday and this morning. I probably should have waited after news because news is always kind of tricky, right? You can't always trade news. A very risky play if I was on live account, right? Anything could happen with news. Obviously, news today wasn't really the biggest. It wasn't FOMC, it wasn't CPI, but it was news, right? And you got to be careful with news. Did I have my, you know, take profit good? I mean, was I targeting the right liquidity? Was I even targeting anything? You know, like all these questions need to be answered. Was there a better trade for me to take is the real question, right? Yes, there was. And if I just stayed a little longer, unfortunately, here's the thing. This happened at what? 11:30 a.m. So this is during my quiz. Okay, so I had a quiz during this. So the thing is, I could have taken this trade if I had a free period at school. If I had a free period, I would have definitely taken this trade. I've done the analysis, but I was in the middle of a quiz, and by the time of the end of the quiz, right, you go to lunch, blah blah blah. You can't trade during there because we have no fucking Wi-Fi. It's already fucking at the end of the move. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really trade that during school, and that's the problem I'm gonna have on a live account is that I'm gonna either have to trade some super lucky trades, and this is where the pre-market analysis comes in clutch. If you know the bias from the pre-market and the levels that you have and the confluences and displacement and drawn liquidity and the high time frame lows, high time frame fucking highs, if you know all that, you're set to go. You know what I mean? If you know where the market structure is, you know where the market structure shift, the breaking structures, if you know where all the liquidity is, you're good to go. You can take a trade any day, right? If you don't know all that stuff and you're still scrambling in the morning like I am, right? I'm trying to set up my levels for QQQ and all that. And yes, I got to get better at doing analysis before the morning because I don't always have time in the morning to do all the analysis. So that was it. That was for today. Today was September 22nd. Yeah, I'll see you guys on I'll see you guys on Saturday or Sunday. I'll see you guys on Sunday for a market analysis, a weekly analysis. I'm wondering, I'll have to do my research, but I don't think Monday's open markets. I'll have to check. It's like a Jewish holiday, so I don't know if it's open. I'll have to check. If it is open, I'll trade on Monday. If it's not, I won't trade. I'll do some notes. I'll do some research, and I'll do some back testing. And I will catch you guys very soon. Have a good weekend. Peace.